Episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out?
And welcome back to another episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out there? They're playing off!
On the green, we sway with a beer in hand every day. From the tee to the hole, we're just trying to keep control. We're barely out of bounds, drinking and golfing around. A toast to the fairway we raise, for the love of the game and the haze. For the love of the game and the haze.
I don't know about it this live. I don't know.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Barely Out of Bounds podcast. I'm an AI version of Zach. Happy to be here with you, Normal Zane.
What's going on right now? Are we having trouble for the second week in a row?
We are, dude. I don't know why. It says my camera's connected, and I can see my camera. We're back. This happened literally. It happened literally when I pressed start record, and I was trying to fix it the entire intro. So
sad times.
But we're here now.
We're here now. We're ready. We're ready to rock and roll. It's coming up. Masters week is coming up. We're really excited. We've got one more tournament before then. The Valero Texas Open taking place at TPC San Antonio. Really excited. Zach, are you excited?
I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Listen. It's that time of year where, the pollen's in the air, the flowers are growing, everything
is Masters yellow. Everything
is Masters yellow.
Everything.
Masters yellow and green everywhere.
Yellow everywhere. I'm pretty sure that's where
the azaleas are blooming. The dogwood's in full bloom as well. I mean, it's just beautiful out there right now. Zane, what are you drinking tonight?
Well, other than Coke Zero, as everybody just saw me flash my little can. I am doing a Corona Light because I wanted to get something with yellow on the can in honor of the Masters, and
go yellow and
because hey, shut it. And because it's TBC San Antonio, right? I figure we get a little Hispanic on, you know what I'm saying? Get a little Corona and a little bit of lime. Oh, that's
lime juice.
Same difference. And it's from concentrate and single pressed for cocktails. Ooh. But I'm really excited about this. I haven't had a Corona in a while. Still tastes good. And it tastes better because it's in a can. Zach knows this. Corona, for those of you, because this is a beer podcast, fun fact with Zane, they actually make their beer and they put it in the clear glass instead of like a darkened one. And what that ends up doing is it changes the taste of the beer, and they do it on purpose. So it has like kind of a hempy taste to it, like a pot flavor to it. But whenever it's in a can, it doesn't do that because obviously the light can't get in and affect the taste of the alcohol. Fun fact with Zane. So,
fun fact: if you would rather have a good tasting Mexican beer, get a Pacifico or get a
Modelo Especial is the best one.
Especial.
Modelo Especial is the best one. Not
Very
even
true. And then if you want more niche, hit up my mom. She's got a Mexican beer.
It is good. Lager. She makes a good Mexican lager. Yep. She calls it the little bitch.
Yep.
She does.
She does.
She does.
A can that's green and yellow because, Masters.
The Masters.
Yeah.
Obviously.
From New Glarus Brewing Company, I'm having a Spotted Cow Ale.
A Spotted Cow Ale. Does it taste like beef?
Straight out of whiskey. No.
Your camera's really foggy. Is that happening on the stream too?
I don't know. It looks fine for me, but
does it?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely spotty.
On stream,
it's definitely bad, but that's okay. We'll keep rolling with it. You'll just be, you're just 8-bit Mario, and I'm Mario 64. You know what I mean?
Well,
you're just
real
Super
quick
Mario,
before we get into before we get into actual good golfers, let's talk about ourselves. Zane, how you been playing lately?
Like absolute doggy water. No, it's actually not that bad. That's why I wrote, okay, no need to panic. No, I'm not. And Zach knows this. We went out and played. I'm not playing terrible. Hitting the ball okay, but it could be better. It's just I got to dial it in. We figured out, me and my other colleagues there. We figured out that I'm not getting my hands deep enough with my hip turn. I think we talked about that on last week's podcast. And it's working whenever I do it right, but it still feels a little funky. So I got to kind of get everything dialed together. In. So that's kind of where we're at. What about you, Zach? Shadow, I'm putting you away.
I think I got my swagger back. Back to back even par rounds. I gave myself a lot of good looks at birdie today. I think we played the worst greens on the course right now. The least healed from the punching. But I mean, I putted pretty good, hit my lines, just not all of them are going to go in. Didn't miss any short ones, but had a couple really good looks today, and I was really happy with the way I hit the ball. So I think we're in gear for first turn of the year coming up Monday. So by this time next week, hopefully by this time next week, I've won my first ever tournament. So
there you go.
Cool. And I say first ever, and I do mean it. It's first ever tournament win. If I win.
Hey man, it's hard to win events. Period. End of story. Everybody knows it. Every golfer knows it. It ain't easy holding up that trophy.
No. But that's my goal going into Monday. Yesterday after I played, I felt like, okay, at least I'm not going to embarrass myself because I shot an even par round. I felt pretty good. With back-to-back on back-to-back days, 9 holes, even par. I'm like, okay, I can actually go out there and I feel like I compete, maybe even win. And that's where I like to feel going into events. I don't like lighting money on fire and giving someone else a paycheck. So, we're feeling good. Short game feels good. Driver feels great. Putting feels good. Irons are as good as they've been this year. So, I think there's a chance we can go low on Monday.
Low. Like a Scotty Cameron.
Drop like a 64 on the field. And they're just like, what?
Yeah, that's what people are going to be doing.
Yeah, they're going to be like, what? Who is this guy?
What? They're going to sound exactly like
guy that drives an hour to work. It says he's from Gainesville, Georgia, and he works in Statham.
They're going to sound like an LA surfer back in the 2000s.
What? Yeah. So we're feeling
Yeah,
pretty good about all of that.
Good.
But let's go ahead and jump into the first story of the week. Minwoo Lee gets his PGA Tour at the
Hey, I just want to say, shout out to Zane. Zane called this like 2 weeks ago, by the way. Minwoo Lee is in form, and I said he's going to win here in the coming weeks, and he did. Just saying, Zane called it.
Zane Stradamus?
Zane Stradamus, question mark? Nah, that ain't a thing. No, it's just Zach Stradamus. But we got to come up with a new one for me. What would be one? Who predicted a lot of stuff? I don't know. We'll think about it. Yeah, Nostradamus. Oh, that's where you get Zach Stradamus. Come on, man.
No, wait, no. I'm Zach Stradamus. You're Nose Stradamus.
That just hurts. That's just painful. And I'm embarrassed for you.
That's pretty funny, dude. I like it. Nose Stradamus.
I don't. Not even a little bit.
Not even like the schnoz is a nickname.
Nope. 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 I don't like that. But anyway, yeah.
Zane. Big Brain Zane.
You got to stop. We'll come up with it, but you got to stop. But I definitely called it. I'm super excited because I'm a big Minwoo Lee fan. I think we've talked about him nonstop on this show about how good he is for golf in general, how good he is for the golf fans out there, how good he is for the social media aspect.
Yeah.
He's just a great personality. He always seems like he's having fun out there, even when he's playing. Like even when he's not playing that good, always seems like he's having fun, and it's just great to see. Great to see him win. You know.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. And he's got a great golf swing.
Does have a great golf swing.
Does a great golf swing.
Yeah, he ended up eking out the win over Scotty Scheffler, who got really hot on the final day to push Minwoo Lee to the brink. Minwoo able to hold on though, with Scotty watching in the clubhouse. So that's big.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish your statement.
I mean, it's a big deal to be able to he is one of the titans in the sport, and he gets hot on the final day. It's a big deal to go out there and finish the way he did, hold on, and win that event.
Oh, absolutely. And you want to see how he finished? Let's watch this video. Ready?
There's a little bit of the showmanship. Soaking in the moment.
Used aim point for an 8-incher.
Minwoo Lee is a PGA Tour champion.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool. Let him cook, Zach. Let him cook. There's Scotty looking at him using aim point.
I gave him my all. He certainly did, but
it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, really great to see Minwoo get it done. I didn't realize Minji and Minwoo were siblings.
Oh yeah,
I never realized that. Minji might have actually gone to Gary at some point in the past. I don't know. I have no way of knowing that for sure. I'm sure we could look it up, but anyway, yeah, it's one of those things where super excited for a guy that is really great for the game. You know,
yeah,
it's kind of like Bryson
100%.
winning the U.S. Open. I mean, it's just such a good thing. Whereas, you know, if you get Rory winning the U.S. Open that year, this past year, if you get him winning it, he doesn't do half the stuff that Bryson does for the sport. I don't care what TGL does, but it's nowhere near what Bryson has done to grow the game.
100%.
Yep. And just wanted real quick. So he used aim point to obviously hit that 8-inch putt. We also have this. Gary Woodland was also really close in this one. Really great to see him back from that brain surgery.
Yeah.
You can see here he's puring an iron for 200 yards, secure birdie on the 18th. He tied the course record with a 62 and finished 1 stroke off the lead. Let's watch.
Over that tree, gonna hit it right over that golf cart.
I love his swing too.
He went with a draw in there to this right pin,
And he likes it.
What's not to like?
Yeah,
What's not to like?
shot, man.
ice in his veins, baby.
Hey, that's a
And
U.S. Open
See this
champion right
ball
there.
curve right
Dude,
to
he's so
left, up
good.
through the
I
gap
love
of
his
the trees
swing.
there to get to that
It's
right
just
gets
so
around
automatic. It's
He
just
gets
so
around it. I like
He
that.
does. It's just so automatic.
Beautiful
Yeah.
shot there.
He just takes it back nice and slow and then rips it.
Hop down to it.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a decking motion, you know?
Decky.
Up over
Kind of a
that
little
tree.
bit, a little less pause, obviously, at the top,
Yeah.
but great to see him doing well. A lot of great guys up there on the leaderboard, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty, obviously Scotty's a class act, so really great to see him. And now, I mean, Zach, do you want to talk about anything else regarding the tournament?
Only. Hold on.
Because I got one more thing. I just want to see.
My
if you
screen froze there for a second. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
We're good though. We're good.
We're
We're
good. We're good.
Only thing really I want to talk about, Rory, after the tournament, said that he's been dealing with an elbow issue.
Yeah.
Which is, if you're a Rory fan, pretty concerning going into the Masters in less than 2 weeks. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously not something his fans want to hear.
Mhm.
But I don't mind hearing it. I hope he gets better.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he gets better too. I mean,
Zane, if you had to put his odds on winning the Masters, what would you put it at?
well, now 0, right? I mean, like his odds are plus 10 million. You know, it just is. I mean, he's
It's
he's
just-
not going to win with an injury. Not out there. No shot.
I agree. I think
I think that's why he's going and doing all these. I don't know if you saw, he made another trip. I don't know if I shared that with you. He made another trip out there to the Masters, to Augusta, to scope out the course. So yeah, it's just one of those things. But I think he's doing that to try and get every possible advantage because of the injury.
yeah.
Of course, guys like that. I mean, they've done that for ages. They've gone
Yeah.
out there and played practice rounds and stuff before the tournament. The one thing I did want to bring up was the Alejandro Tosti, that whole controversy. So as we all know, Bones now he's on the broadcast team. And so, he's on the NBC broadcast team. So he's on a really sucky broadcast team. But anyway, Bones on the broadcast, he said, quote, I don't know. Here, let me, did I already share it? Yeah, I did. So he said, I don't know what's going on, but Tosti is playing at his own pace. At times it's normal. At times it's glacially slow, which is pretty harsh. He says, but he's decided on this particular hole to really take his time, and he's holding up play in the last group. Tosti replied, Bones talking ish for the fans, saying I am walking 50 yards behind and quote trying to slow playing my partner, end quote. The part you don't see is that I use the restroom and prepared himself a drink. Zach, do you know kind of what are your thoughts on this? Do you know anything of this controversy?
This is my first time hearing about it, but that's not an excuse.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you gotta.
Like, if you're gonna use the bathroom and prepare yourself a drink, then you gotta get moving, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and you see those guys do that all the time. I remember holding those, the signs for the players out before it was the Valspar, whenever it was the Transitions Championship down in Innisbrook.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember those guys would run into the bathroom and run out. It was kind of like they had to make sure they kept up with their playing partners. And if you're just kind of walking, it sounds to me like Bones was making a point that if you're just leisurely walking 50 yards behind your playing partners, that's not a good thing. And I tend to agree with that sentiment.
Got to pick up the pace a little bit there.
Well, and especially if you had to go to the bathroom and prepare yourself a drink, wait till you're up to till you're up to your ball and waiting on your next shot. You know what I mean? To prepare your drink. But at the same time, you don't know if it's a one-off. I don't really know a lot about his slow playing past, if he has one. But I do think Bones, knowing Bones, especially from him not speaking out really loudly about Phil, stuff like that, kind of having his back for the longest of time, it's a little weird for him to just talk ish like that, just off the cuff. I think he wouldn't have said that if he hadn't have known, because I trust Bones to the extent that I do any broadcast guy. So yeah, Tosti, I don't know what to tell you, bud. It doesn't look good for you. But anyway, anything else that you can talk about for the Houston Open?
I think that's all I got on the Houston Open. Going into the last chance for some guys to make it to the Masters at the Valero.
Valero.
A couple names need a big win here in order to get them to Augusta next weekend. So, obviously, Ricky Fowler basically needs to win. Couple other guys basically need to win.
God, I hope Whaley wins. I hope Whaley, cool. Dude, that would be so epic because he lives here obviously, and it's just really easy for him to play in the Masters if he got it. But Ricky needs the win. A lot of people do. Yeah. There's a lot of people on that board. A lot of the people that are already into the Masters aren't playing for obvious reasons.
But there's a couple of guys. Still a decent field. Jake Knapp's another guy that needs a win to get in.
Oh, it's a big field. Mark Hubbard. I mean, I'm trying to see who else. Padraig Harrington, Aaron Badley.
You got Brian Harmon, Cameron Young,
Chaz Ramey,
Sam Burns, Tommy Fleetwood.
Your boy Lanto Griffin, Buddy Colley, who's been playing good, by the way. Sam Burns. Yeah, you've got tons of players. Cam Young's playing in this. You've still got a big list of guys out here. So this will be a good one to watch. So, I mean, if you had to pick your guy that you really wanted to get it, who did you say it would
I really want to see Jake Knapp at Augusta.
I could care less about Jake Knapp. I want to see Vince Whaley. Yeah, I don't care about Jake Knapp. He's got a silky smooth swing, but I don't care.
I think he's a fun guy, man.
He's a fun guy. He's a mushroom.
Yeah, he's a mushroom, man.
He's a mushroom.
Who else? Maverick. He's got to be in at Augusta, doesn't he?
There's tons of guys. Yeah, there's tons of guys on here that are in Augusta. I know for a fact. JT Poston, Patrick Cantlay, Tony Finau are all at Augusta. Chris Kirk's got to be. He's won the past season. So there's plenty of guys on here that are in. Which makes it a good field. It makes it a really, really good field, and really excited to see what they're able to do out there. It is a difficult course from what I hear. TBC San Antonio does not play super easy. So we'll see what their scores are. They shouldn't be too low. It's been out there for a while. It is a beautiful.
Denny McCarthy in at Augusta? Because I'd like to see him win.
Let me see. Augusta Field. 2025 Masters Field.
Yes.
Oh, he is?
I think so.
Yeah, Denny McCarthy is in there.
Okay.
Yep. Cool.
See him play well there. I think that could be a course that plays well for him.
I think so.
A putter he is. And how crazy those green complexes are.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but there's a lot of guys out there that are on that Masters short list, so
yeah,
it'll be a good tourney. Be a really good tourney. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what else about I don't think we have anything else on the TPC San Antonio. You want to talk Masters?
Do you want to talk Masters this week, or do you want to wait till next week? Because next
we
week
got to talk. We got to talk Masters this week. Period. It's in the lead up, bro.
Okay.
It's in the lead up. It's yeah. No,
Is it time? It's time to talk
It's
Masters.
time, bro. So we got to play this. Obviously, we got to play this. This is necessary.
I don't want to listen to Noah Khan. Noah Khan.
Well, I've been away, but now I'm back today, and there ain't a place I'd rather go.
I don't know who Noah Khan is.
That's this guy.
He
I don't like
Bob
this
Dylan.
song.
Sounds like Bob Dylan. Sounds like Bob Dylan. I don't like the CBS jingle, but
I don't like the song.
okay, that's fair.
I think it's worse than what they've done in the past.
You can hate it. I don't care.
I mean,
you can hate it. So real quick, just they announced that viewers will now be able to watch every single player on the driving range, including swing data such as distance, swing speed, wind speed, etc. I mean, this is awesome. Like if I can actually look,
I gotta go. I got another golf nerd hat, Zane.
You got another what?
Travis Matthew golf nerd hat.
That's cool, Zach. I love that. That for you.
It's because I was wearing my golf nerd hat, and the Travis Matthew guy was in. He was like, "That's actually last year's. Let's give it to you this year's," and he gave it to me. It's pretty cool.
That's really cool, man.
Well, we were talking about numbers, and I just, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'm not going to talk again the rest of the episode.
You're not playing the. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't know you had something.
I shared it. It's over. It's over. It's done. But anyway, so yeah, the Masters is doing that. They're, doing all the swing data, swing speed. So that would be really neat to watch them do that. I'm very excited. Couple other things. I mean, this is that post round interview. This is him saying that his right elbow is bothering him a bit as he prepares for the Masters. Like we've already reported, he's been there twice in the past couple weeks to scope out the course, to see it before he plays there in the next couple weeks. And then lastly, I just wanted to share this. This is the last Masters talk we'll have here. Is Phil Mickelson telling a great story about how they maintain Augusta National Golf Club and how the hands-on the green staff are ahead of the Masters. This is pretty cool.
Knows that this happened, but 2 weeks prior to the tournament, I'm playing the 11th.
Oh, my bad.
Hole. I'm back lining up my tee shot, and I see this tree on the left fall over right in the middle of the fairway, crash down, like right by the group in front of us. And, they were probably 100 yards away. This massive Georgia pine comes down, rips up the fairway, and so forth. So by the time I had walked from my tee shot into the fairway, I could hear on the walkie-talkie, get off of 2, get to 11, get off of 4, get to 11. And these 100 workers, I don't know how many, there were a number of workers like piling in, racing to this tree, firing up the chainsaws, started cutting this thing down. So now the limbs, by the time I walk off of 11 green, all the limbs of the tree have been cut off and put on a truck on the back of like these carts. By the time I got to 15, I looked down, they were cutting up the trunk, and the entire tree was being brought away. And by the time I got done and get back to 18T and I looked down, they're resodding the fairway. Like nobody knew. You couldn't tell 2 days later this had happened. And I just thought, like, if that was my home course back, that tree would still be there like 3 weeks later. And they had this thing removed. Like, it was one of the most impressive things I had seen, like their ability to handle stuff like that. So I'm sure the course is going to be in great shape.
So, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool story.
Well, you knew that because in the Masters tournament, was it last year, the year before, they had those crazy winds and that storm blew through. Like 4 or 5 trees went down during the event.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it all got cleared. All the brush, I don't know if you remember how clean the fairway still looked afterward.
Yeah.
You remember that? That was
Yeah.
that was insane. It looked like you were like, what? They didn't have nah, dude. They got pounded and it still looked pristine. It's just so cool. It is a tradition unlike any other, just as Jim Nance says. It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody really comes close. It's the coolest sporting event in history, in my opinion. It really is. You only play it at one place. You don't switch it around like the Super Bowl. It's not like, and again, it's not even like the French Open or the U.S. Open, tennis wise, because it's just that much bigger. The viewership is that much bigger. They sell way more merchandise than any of those things. Probably all of those tennis tournaments combined, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. So I'm super stoked for the Masters. Really stoked. I wish I could go, man. Someday I will go.
Me and you will do live reporting from the
We'll
Masters.
do it live. Yeah, that's right.
Do it live one day.
We'll do it live one day. So yeah, excited about that. There is so that's a do you have anything else on the Masters at all?
It's a major in 2025. There's only one person that cannot win this tournament. Shout out to Rory McIlroy.
Yep. Fun fact. This is a fun fact for all you guys out there. Zach Johnson has won a major more recently than Rory McIlroy.
That is that true?
Yeah, that is a surprising golf fact.
Wait, no way.
Swear to
No
God.
way. I don't know if I believe that. Hold
Look
on.
it up.
Rory major wins.
Look it up.
His last one was a 2014 PGA.
Correct.
Zach Johnson major wins. Okay, this doesn't tell me. I didn't realize Zach has won 2 majors.
Yeah.
I thought he only had 1.
No, yes, too.
He won like the PGA or something?
I think wasn't it a British?
Yeah, he won the Open in 2015. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Isn't that nuts? So he's won a major more recently than McIlroy.
I didn't realize he had won the Open.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's an Open champion. Yep.
Huh.
Zach's not as much as a golf nerd as he thought.
Who'd he beat?
I don't remember. I don't remember that Open very well, honestly. So yeah. Is there anything else, Zach, on your that you want to go over with Augusta National or the Masters? Anything?
Go over with Augusta and the Masters. No, I'm just excited to watch it, man. I love the Masters.
Yep. So real quick, just wanted to kind of switch things up a little bit. We'll talk really quick. So TGL is they're looking at expanding. They're looking at expanding into Dallas. So opening up a Dallas team. Somebody is reportedly the AP's Doug Ferguson reports that an investor group based out of Dallas is putting together $77 million for a bid for a TGL franchise there. Obviously, the names floated out are Zalatoris, Scotty Scheffler, Jordan Spieth, stuff like that. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye out on that. It's by no means a done deal, but they're trying to grow it from the quote unquote great season they had by your boy.
Only positives, no negatives.
Never negatives. We want to manifest success, Zach.
Yeah.
We manifest success. And then real quick, just wanted to kind of go over this. So, why am I not sharing anymore? That's weird.
I don't know.
So then this. So we've got to talk live. Got to talk live. Got to talk it. Got to talk it. Got to talk the talk. walk the walk. You can see right here. So Live Golf CEO Scott O'Neill tells ESPN that the league pulled 2.5 million worldwide viewers during its season opener in Saudi Arabia this February. Nielsen US TV data from Click Clack indicated opening round viewership was of about 12,000, with the final round pulling around 54,000. Do you believe O'Neill's claim, Zach?
I mean, unless they got like crazy viewership in like Saudi Arabia, then probably no.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you can. The Nielsen ratings are taking. US is obviously the big market. It's hard to believe they pulled in 10,000% more viewership in Saudi Arabia or even worldwide than the US.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I buy that. It's really looking like Scott O'Neill, the new CEO of Live. I don't know if he's the right guy to be listening to. He said a lot of things in recent weeks that just kind of don't track.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too keen on him versus the Greg. Obviously, Greg Norman's out. So I don't know if I believe too much of what he has to say when it comes to the Live Golf League.
Yeah.
We do have one more thing regarding Live here for you guys. Oh, man, where is it? There we go. There we go. I found it. So this is Bob Herrig. He's a reporter. He's a PGA. He's a golf reporter. So he works for Sports Illustrated. So he said he's prepared. I guess Scott O'Neill is prepared to move on without a PGA Tour deal. He said the Saudi Arabian bosses have a, quote, a long, patient, end quote, view for Live Golf, which we knew, Zach. We were saying this well before this. Everybody was saying they're panicking, whenever the whole Greg Norman thing was happening and stuff and talking about getting rid of him. I mean, me and you both knew that Greg Norman as the CEO wasn't going to last very long anyway.
Yeah.
And we were saying that at the time because he's not one of those maintainer guys. He's an ideas guy.
Yeah.
So he's not the kind of guy that's going to run things in a long-term sense. But Scott O'Neill is saying that, Live Golf, they actually don't care about the unifying the pro game. It's obviously would be welcome, but isn't necessary for the league to flourish.
Yeah.
The new CEO of Live Golf League pushed back on recent media reports that suggested confidence about a deal with the PGA Tour had waned, but acknowledged he is fine if an agreement doesn't come together, citing the patience of his Saudi Arabian bosses. Scott O'Neill, who took over for legend Greg Norman in January, acknowledged that this week in Miami is a big one for the league as it plays for his first domestic event with Fox. That's at Doral. Everybody knows Zach's really excited for their the duels.
Yeah,
which is going to be happening. Yeah, I'm just not big into the YouTube golf thing, but I'll watch. But he stopped short of saying a deal is necessary for Live Golf's long-term future. Quote, if the deal can help grow the game of golf, I'll jump in with 2 feet, end quote. He told a group of reporters at Trump National Doral in advance of the Live Golf event in Miami that begins Friday. They've already said that. I don't know why articles repeat themselves. Quote, do we have a deal? No. It would be nice to have a deal so long as we're all focused on the same thing. So do we have a deal or do we need a deal? Whatever word you use, leave that to somebody smarter than me. I will say I love what we're doing. I love our prospects. I love the growth of in 3 months. I know what's coming in the next 3 months. I love where we're at. So Scott O'Neill also, guys, remember, he's the guy who made it to where guys like Zach, suckers, spent $60 on an app for something that's unproven. This is not something that is a proven product, and you're making people buy it for $60, especially when supposedly, because I still haven't seen anything that Fox Sports said they had to pay for the app. I haven't seen anything in that regard, which it'd be hard to suggest that. It'd be hard especially with their Fox viewership being so low, it would be hard to argue that having that be free would lessen the views on Fox. That's a pretty hard argument because not
I'm
a lot
just
of Fox
saying I
views
could.
anyway.
It wouldn't surprise me if Fox was like, "Hey, like we'll carry your stuff, but you can't have a free app that people could turn on their phone." Because listen, television companies know that like apps and like on demand like phone and other electronic devices are kind of pushing them out. So like the fact that Live had a free app and now doesn't when they get the Fox deal, that's what makes me believe that.
I don't believe it. I don't buy it because we would have heard that. I think that's something where you would know that after the fact, and we still haven't heard anything in that regard. I think that and on top of that, $60 a year, like that's a lot of money to be asking your fans to dish up if it's something where it's like, and he might have been trying to do like premium pricing, which means like, okay, you buy in, you feel like you're getting a really great deal from it. That might have been the thought. But again, you're not Titleist. That's not the Pro V1X. That's not the Pro V1. You're not going to be able to just price your ball crazy high and expect people to pay it unless it's a
LA
proven
Golf.
product.
Shout out to LA Golf.
Yeah, well, LA Golf is a kind of a proven product at this point, especially with their shaft game. With their shaft game?
Oh, I'm talking about the ball.
Oh, I'm not worried about the ball. They're not worried about selling their ball either with how.
Oh, well,
with their
clearly
shaft.
at that price point, they're not worried about selling their ball.
Yeah, of course not. And that's fine. But see, you get like the same thing for Live Golf. They are, well, we just said that they aren't worried about selling. But here's the thing is they do want people to tune in, right?
Yeah.
They want to grow it. The way to grow it is not to charge crazy amounts of money. It's you're adding a barrier to entry for the consumer to consume your product.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great business plan, in my opinion. But anyway, this is just Scott O'Neill's opinion. It is what it is. So Yasir Al-Rumayyan, he has a team that has worked with the PGA Tour and DP World Tour representatives for nearly 2 years in the aftermath of the framework agreement. Everybody remembers that. That was meant to reunify men's professional golf. But obviously they've had some struggles. They met Trump at the White House to see about obviously helping move along stuff with the DOJ, because that also plays a big role in this whole thing. And it's where is this? So the PGA Tour player and policy board member Webb Simpson, he told Sports Illustrated 2 weeks ago, he said, "I'm not on the transaction committee, which deals with the PIF. So I don't know how Yasir is with other forms of TV golf where we incorporate PGA Tour, DP World Tour, and the Live Tour." He said it's complicated. So bottom line is we don't know where everything's at. Me and Zach both thought, because of how things were moving along and how people were acting, is that we'd have a deal at the end of this quarter. Well, this quarter's almost up, so we're
it
coming
ain't
up
coming
on
this quarter.
Yeah.
I think I said.
This quarter's gone. This quarter's gone. So yeah, March ended. So
I think I said like 2 years when the tide started turning, and then things kept happening. I was like, okay, maybe it's like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But
so I don't know.
I think
Just
you
one
were
of them
way
things.
more optimistic than I was that this was going to get resolved rather quickly.
I was way more optimistic. I thought it'd be done by. I thought a deal, not total integration, but I thought a deal would be done by the end of March. I think we were talking about that back in January. So that obviously didn't happen. So anyway, there's your Live news. Great job, guys. Great job, everybody.
We got a little bit more Live news.
Okay, let's hit it. Oh, the duels. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I gotta find the tweet.
That's your story.
It was a Flushing It golf tweet, so I'm currently looking for it.
Good tweet.
Give me a second.
Come on.
We can go ahead and start to talk about while I'm still looking. But I found it right as I started to say that.
Of course you did.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
All right, so the PGA Tour reached out to creators involved with Live Golf's The Duels. Now, I just want to keep in mind the creators.
Oh, this is a bigger tweet. Okay, I'm ready for this. Sorry.
So, the creators involved, number one, you have the winner of the Creator Classic at TPC Sawgrass, Grant Horvat. You have one of the runners-up in George Bryan. You have a current player who plays on the PGA Tour on occasion, Wesley Bryan. Fat Perez, who also competed in the Creator Classic as well. All those guys are in the duels. The PGA Tour reached out to creators involved with Live Golf, the duels, and threatened them with potential future suspensions if they participated in the unsanctioned event, in line with the rules for non-members who play full Live Golf League tournaments. The creators pushed back, however, and now the threats of sanctions have been dropped.
Keep going.
These kinds of actions are a terrible look for the tour. It's bad enough that they're suspending players like Eugenio Chacarra and Laurie Cantor, who have never been a member of the PGA Tour or committed to any of their rules, for a full 12 months for playing in an unsanctioned event, but attempting to apply the same punishments for YouTubers playing a simple creator event is just shameful.
100%.
This is the correct take.
Yep.
You do not own these guys, PGA Tour. And you don't own Eugenio or Laurie Cantor either.
Nope.
They've never been a member of the PGA Tour, and they've never committed to anything with the PGA Tour, but because they played on a Live Golf event, you're like, no, you're suspended. You're not allowed to play with us anymore.
And see, this is what I told. So I was talking at work. One of my colleagues, Branson Davis, if you're listening, Branson, I hope I don't get your take wrong, but his whole opinion was, hey, they left. It's like, okay, I agree. And he's like, well, so you don't think they should get a thing back? I said, well, I mean, they should have to play they should have to do a Q school just like every other guy trying to get back in. I don't see a problem with that. Do you? They have enough money.
No,
to go
I don't
through
have a
PG.
problem with that. Because
They have
most of
enough
those guys
money
would
to
probably
play
get
Q
it.
school. Yeah, well, they have enough money to do Q school, so it's like, you know, I don't mind asking them to do Q school again to play in PGA Tour events.
Mm-hmm.
That just seems natural to me. That seems normal. But this isn't that. This isn't that.
This isn't that at all.
You know, and this definitely ain't that, because this is just creators. This is people that have built a brand online that you asked to join your little thing, the Creator Classic, right? You asked them to do this. And that was to kind of, grow the PGA Tour, to help with fans, help get integrated with the YouTube golf side of the fandom with golf. And now you kind of blow it. You know, I mean, this is crap.
This is a great way to look terrible.
Yeah. I don't know who thought. I don't know if it was Jay who made the idea, who made the call here, but whoever made the call not whoever called them, but whoever made the call to call them and call them up and threaten them is, I mean, that guy needs to be fired. That girl or guy needs to be fired. It just doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. You can't.
Continuing, Pontevedra has made significant efforts to control players in the media, but now influencers are an obvious target too. They have already officially partnered with several independent media and influencer outlets via Creator Council and Creator Classics, and they have also invested heavily in Pro Shop Holdings, who own Scratch, meaning now they have direct financial partnerships with journalists, large social media platforms, and major influencers via that enterprise.
Oh, so they do fund them. Oh my God, they do fund Dan.
Wait, is he?
He's with Scratch. No way, dude.
Well, I didn't know that, dude. Hey, Zane, you know what?
I
Good
called
call.
it, baby.
Good call. Good call.
I called
buddy.
a live golf show from scratch with Dan Rappaport. I called it. Woo! Oh, that feels good. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How about that, Dan? How about that, dude? Woo!
Oh man, that's unbelievable that you called that.
I
It's not
called
that-
it, man.
It's not that unbelievable, but it's pretty.
Oh,
crazy.
that's so great. That's so
No,
great,
we're gonna go-
dude. I knew it. I knew
All right.
it. I knew it.
Not to mention the enormous merchandise collaborations at several tournaments in partnership with independent media and influencer outlets like Barstool Sports, who owns Foreplay. Golf media and golf writing has died a death over the last decade or so, and it's not hard to see why. When allegedly independent media have been significant financial partnerships and rely heavily on granted access from the organizations they're supposed to critically cover, we may have a problem within the sport.
May have a problem.
You may have a problem.
May have a problem. Boy, we've been having problems. Keep going.
This current power struggle goes far beyond what is happening on the course and is causing serious damage that professional golf may never fully recover from. It's time fans start pushing back and putting the blame firmly on those who are persisting to maintain and further exacerbate this divide for their own financial benefits. Who's been doing that since 2020-ish?
I'm looking at you, Dan. I'm looking at you, Dan.
It's been the boys. Me and Zane, since the beginning. We've been out here telling the truth on this podcast. And y'all are just too blind to see it.
That's right. Don't be a futter. Don't be a futter dutter. Can you scroll up to that Barstool who owns Foreplay? I missed that part. So what does it say?
They do merchandise collaborations at several tournaments in partnership with independent media.
I knew it. Dude. Freaking knew it, man. This is a scandal, right?
This
is-
is hey, no.
How is
Hey,
this
first
not a
off,
scandal?
first
If this
off,
was anybody else. If this was
First off,
Major League
you're
Baseball,
correct. If it was anybody else, it would be a scandal. But it's not anyone else. This has been going on for years. And the
Dude.
fact that we're the only ones who've been talking about it for so long.
I just think this is so funny because you know all the live stands out there. You know they exist. Flushing, it might be a live stand. They might get paid on the side. But, like, you know that there's, like, live stands out there. And, you know, like,
Well,
this
Pull
just...
Hook, listen, Pull Hook Golf corroborated what they were saying about them contacting influencers. Your least favorite people who hate live.
Really?
They corroborated their story about them contacting creators.
That's insane,
Threatening
dude.
them.
That's insane. This kind of stuff, man, it really makes you...
Listen,
It really makes
hey,
you angry.
listen, here's the thing. If it was just about, they left, like Branson said, I don't know Branson, but like if it was just about, they left, if it was just about that, he would have a point. Clearly, it's not just about that.
No, it's not. It's about anti-competitive behavior. It's all
Yes,
monopoly.
100%.
It's just monopoly. You want a
Yeah.
monopoly. Just say you want a monopoly. You don't want competition. You want to be Major League Baseball. By the way,
They want to be. They want to be Andrew Carnegie, and they want golf to be the steel industry in the 1800s.
Well, no, you know Major League Baseball has a carve out for monopoly. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'm dead ass. So it's like, and Supreme Court ruled that they're the only ones that get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
It's
but-
just nuts. It's like so un-American to just. Anyway, I get it's America's pastime, but come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so bottom line is this is just from the very beginning. We've been telling you guys this from the very beginning. In their bylaws in the PGA Tour, it says doing everything possible to advance the professional game of golf, right? To
Mhm.
advance professional golfers.
Mm-hmm.
how do you consider it advancing professional golfers if you're actually hindering them from making more money playing golf, playing professional golf? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Now, you can make the argument, oh, they got to protect themselves, but then they're no longer following their own bylaws.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And this just goes back to that whole thing. I think, honestly, if they had just joined together, that would have been the best of all possible realities.
Yeah.
Is if they
100%.
had just met with Greg Norman at the beginning, said, hey, we really like this idea. We actually were planning on doing elevated events anyway, even though they weren't. We were
Yeah.
planning on doing this anyway. We'd really love to get you involved. Let's get those live. Wouldn't even call them live at that point. They'd probably just call them elevated events. They'd bring in the Saudi money, Saudi backing. They'd make them huge, big, because that was obviously before the live branding, all that. Yeah. This would have all never happened. This would have all been great. You know, they would have still obviously played over in Saudi Arabia, but freaking Rory McIlroy's used to that, going and playing in Dubai every season. You know, so it's like
at least 3 times probably.
Yeah, it's like, so what? You know? Yeah, it's just one of them things, man. That's just really
But hey,
tricky.
Rory wants to play in fewer events, okay?
That's right. Yep.
Except for the TGL and
Charlie
Dubai.
Shout out to Charlie. Cheers.
That took some
Cheers,
balls to
Charlie.
send that letter.
It did. Cheers, Charlie. Cheers.
But yeah, I think, I mean, when I saw that this happened, I was like, listen, I brought it up last week on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is kind of crazy. And you're like, Zach, it's not that big of a deal. Is it a big deal now?
What did I say wasn't a big deal?
When I said it's kind of a big deal that Grant Horvat, the Bryan brothers, Fat Perez, all who competed in the Creator Classic less than 3 weeks
I thought
ago.
it wasn't a big deal because I thought the PGA I didn't think the PGA Tour was going to go after these guys because it's a creator thing. Like, I thought wrongly, I thought that, they're not even golfers. Like, PGA Tour is not going to care. They're not even golfers.
They care a lot, dude.
I guess they care a lot more than I thought they did. Jeez.
Listen,
this is just
Zach
crazy.
Stradamus, if I say something's a big deal, it's going to be a big deal. You just got to give me a week and a half.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, super, super wild stuff. Anyway, I figured is that all on the live front?
That's all on the live front with the creator thing. I thought when I saw that story, I was like, no way they did that. That's crazy. That's like psychotic ex-girlfriend behavior.
It is psychotic ex-girlfriend behavior. That is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is.
That's like, oh, he's dating someone else? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna trash his car.
In fact, it was kind of like this was the creators at the Live Golf getting ready for the duels. You ready? This was that. This was
Boys, what'd you get on the last one? Oh, wife call. Hey, babe, how's it going?
Let's move in the backhoe.
Good. Yeah, just at work here. Yeah, just sitting in the Bobcat. Yeah, they needed me to come on site today. They can't do it without me. Yeah, doing a little lift and relay for the city here. Yeah. Oh, say hello to the boys. Look at these guys. They're a disaster with Somerville.
Hey, when's lunch?
But don't worry about lunch. Keep working. Yeah, no, I can't get the kids tonight.
You get
no,
the measurement?
I'm going to be here till at least 5 o'clock.
10 and a half?
Yeah, but what I can do is I can bring home some dinner.
Grab the piece. Grab
Yeah,
the
I'll bring home like
bandsaw.
3 or 4 Costco chickens.
What's Craig doing? He's doing nothing over there.
All right.
See what's going on over here.
Yeah, I'm going to have to let you go here. It's getting a little bit chaotic. We've got a delivery coming in about 2 minutes here.
Get your ass up.
Okay. All right, I love you too. I love you. Okay. Bye. Boys.
Dude, man.
What are we looking at here?
We're on 160. The group's right behind us.
Give me the 6.
Got about
Love
160. The groups are behind us.
Oh, that's
great.
awesome, dude. But yeah, that's a good one. And then I just wanted to real quick do a little fun little tease Zach, this is for you. This is Lee Trevino. 11 seconds. This is the time he pulls the club to the time he hits on the 12th hole.
155 yards.
Back in
Proving
the day.
again that you don't nearly need long yardage to have a great golf hole. This one recognized.
They
as
just
one
got
of
up on the
great
tee box, by the
one-shot
way.
holes in the world. Here's Trevino. Probably a 7-iron.
That's crazy. It's a
Played it
7.
very high, and it looks superb. Look at here. Very close again. Lee Trevino.
Pretty fast.
Lee Trevino.
Pretty fast. 11 seconds. Sorry, 11 seconds. And then last thing I want to talk about is this. So this is advice. This is why you don't watch YouTube golf. I mean, you don't unless you are. This is exactly why you don't watch YouTube golf, because this is the kind of stuff you listen to. This is the kind of stuff where a guy who is really good, Ben Hogan's a legend. This is where you don't listen to what he tells you to do in the golf swing.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm interested. I didn't see this video.
Well, the most important thing in a golf swing to me is the movement of the lower body from the top of the swing. And if you don't mind, I'll demonstrate. First off, you start down below with your knees and your hips. At the top of the swing, you move the lower part of your body, not your shoulders, the lower part of your body, letting your arms and hands follow, bringing you into position to hit. But this is the first movement there. Then you release at the bottom. Most people do it entirely opposite. They rotate their shoulders first instead of their lower body. As a result, they come across the ball and hit the outside of the ball instead of the back of it. If you don't mind, I'll hit a ball, and the first thing to watch is what starts first from the top of the swing.
Zach, what do we think?
I mean,
come on, buddy. What in the world would it look like if you had a beginner golfer and you told him that? Come on, you know exactly what it would look like.
yeah, I'm imagining it.
Every golf pro ever would know that club, if they get those hips working fast, that club is going there. I mean, that's where it's going.
Yeah.
I just think this is exactly why, again, no shade to Ben Hogan, amazing golfer. But this is exactly why, like, they used to teach things where you, like, release or let go of the club to gain club speed, and then you reattach it to gain club speed. They used to teach things like, oh, you got to lift that left leg up to get a little bit more speed. Nobody does that now because it just doesn't work. You know, it's
like you had
those
like
old wives' tales.
Well, like you had like those freak athletes that could do it, and then everyone's like, "Well, Jack Nicklaus does it." It's like, yeah,
well, even Ben Hogan, like look at how good that dude's body looks.
Yeah.
Like if you tried to get anybody to do that motion, it'd look exactly like I just showed you. I mean, those hands would go. It's like, oh, the hips got to go first. It's like, woo. You know, you're going way over top of it. We're going to see a negative 13 club path on the track.
Probably getting way out in front of it with your body too.
Yeah, we're going to see a negative 13 club path with TrackMan. Saw that today, by the way.
Negative 13.
That was interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. He wanted longer. He wanted it was getting a wedge fitting, and he wanted to hit it further.
His wedges?
And I said, we're not hitting it any further swinging with a negative 13.
He wanted to hit his wedges further?
That's what he said. I'm just telling you what the man wanted.
Okay.
I'm just telling you. I told him, I said, the only way we're hitting it further, I'm going to be honest with you, is lengthening the shaft or lowering the loft. I said, it's the only way we're getting further. Now,
yeah.
I mean, we can try something to get you better feel or something, but that's about it. But anyway, so that's the reason number 45 why you don't watch YouTube golf and try and diagnose yourself, because you've come across videos like this and then you'll suck. And we don't want you to suck here at Beerly. We want you to drink. Cheers.
Yeah, no sucking, just drinking.
That's right.
Anyway, that's all we have for you guys tonight. If you guys liked it, leave a like, subscribe if you want to keep up with what we got going on. I'm going to have a review of how my first term of the year went next week, beginning of the show, which will be an entire episode focused on the Masters.
Yeah, it'll be an entire focus.
The Masters.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good week. We will see you guys next time.